Now look, when I say Scotland, you automatically think of,
but they'll never take our freedom!
But Scotland is so much more than the Iron Brew advert and the beautiful scenery. Like this weekend, it's Comic-Con Scotland. This is the Highland Hall. This is the first entrance. The first thing you see when you physically get here, this is it. Now, walk straight in. The first thing you're going to see is a lot of people push your way through and get to where you need to get to, because there's expected about 12 to 15,000 people today, and it's not very big. I wish you all the best. So for any Royal Family buff, the top end of the screen, look at that. That's such a cool screen. And you then got the actual, the dad here as well, taking photos in such an epic scene. Now, I've always wondered, I wonder if this is the real chair that came from the show. And then at the top here, we've got our Persian White and Joseph Morgan. So they're having photos first thing this morning. See, these are all on the left-hand side of the main thing. So we've got Sophia DiMartino, Billy Piper. So right to the very, very end. These are obviously all cues on the left-hand side. Okay, so working our way down here, we've got Tara Reid. I thought hers would probably be busier as we're working down. Follower Kevin Nash, Sting up here, Amy Dunas. Who's his next cue for? This is for Rosario Dawson, one of the main characters from Star Wars. And then right at the very, very back of the arena, we have our talk. So this is right at the very, very back, left-hand quarter of the main arena. In the back right section, as always, we have got some gaming. So we've got slightly different at this end. We've got some PC gaming going up on the top side. So we've got Minecraft going on. I've never actually really played Minecraft. And then we perk it up a little bit with the Xbox 360 at the end. So looking back on this whole section, in the middle, we've then got some of the Sega Mega Drives and Super Nintendo games. Okay, so there is about 16 computers down here, and they're all on GeForce GTX based as well. And then in the center point, we've got some more of the Xbox 360s. What game have they been playing on here? This delightful Xbox 360 at the bottom is playing Batman 2 DC Superheroes. We've got some, then we've got the Marvel Lego game, which is currently loading up on this screen. So midway down the hall, where you've got the art section, you've also then got these two professional cosplay photographers going on. So there's been a couple of people going in here so far. There's no one currently wanting to get some photos. And then right in the center, you've got Midnight Kawaii, one of the sponsors, obviously, for this place today. Photo D, just on the right. It's all in one big arena, which it kind of makes sense because there's a lot more open, but then there's not obviously as much in here. So if we actually look at some of the stuff that's here, obviously as I'm walking back towards the entranceway now, we've obviously got Funko just over my shoulder. In front of us we've got the t-shirts and photos that are always here. The Funko bit is actually quite cool because they've now made themselves a lot more room. So if you remember beforehand, you'd have very, very strict, narrow, like tiny ways. You try and walk your way down and you just couldn't do it because there was literally no space. So this time they've given themselves a lot more room to move, which is something I'm quite happy about because it means I can move it a little more freely. And then on as you come in for the main door on your right hand side, you've got then a couple of individual things. We've got the dice shop online. They're obviously here. They're the ones that have got that 20 million sided dice. Never understood it. You've got some of the mixed bags that are here, followed by some charms, some drink cuppy sippy cups. I don't really know what they're called, but we'll get there eventually, shall we? And then we've got some more of the individual trade stands. Nono Gallery, we've obviously seen those a few times before. Moth and Magpie in there, candles and scents. So there's actually quite a lot here. And obviously the bespoke Pokemon balls right at the bottom. Now, the Pokemon balls are something that I was a little bit distressed by last time because it was £40 for a Pokeball. Then also got another one of the cosplay photo booths with the green screen here. And there's someone obviously taking some photos in their Star Wars gear. And then we come straight back to the entrance. So that is literally a full walk round. So let's obviously just remind ourselves. So if you walk in through the entrance point here, straight down is the main alleyway. To the right hand side we've got the helmets, then we've got our Funkos, which is just there. Monopoly Events opening section is just there. Up here we've got the Royal Family section, and all the way along that back section, all the way along there is where all the stars are. So midway down on the left hand side we have got some of the American based sweet treats. Now these are obviously at quite a few of the Comic Cons. I think it's normally different companies that do it. So this one here we've got our Reese's to our cupcakes, the Hostess cupcakes. They do look good. And then we've got Takis, Tim Tams. Now, I don't know what your view is, but Tim Tams are better than penguins. But every time I've asked someone that same question, they've always looked at me like, are you having a laugh, mate? It's not better in the slightest. But it is. I went to the candy shop, which I always do, and I got a can of the Ultra Blue Hawaiian Monster and some pumpkins. Well, you can see that says £3. The can of Monster was £7. That's right, £7. All right, so let's wander down to the bottom, grab a seat, and watch some talks and do some editing.
We had a script called 2 Pints Last Orders, and it was going to be us where we are now, Gaz and Johnny. Johnny's back from the dead.
And you enter into the first part of the outdoor bit where all the props and things are. So they put all the props in one particular area today, which I must admit does help. Pretty big rig. It looks incredible. And this is also out here where you would sit down, and obviously if you bought lunch with yourselves, which I'd always recommend, you can have it all out here. You've then got a Star Wars little scene here. You're okay, no, carry on. You're good. So obviously some photo points are here. And then in the back right section, another little walkthrough. So heading out into the final part of the arena. Now this is where all the trade stands are. Here instead, obviously the main side, we've got our photo points. We've obviously got some of our collectible comic books that are all as the first thing you see. So, and then we've got the first, one of the first little walkthroughs. We have got some obviously of their own comic books that have been drawn, made and written. We've got our light up signs, some more t-shirts, some more Funkos. I must admit, I do actually quite like the fact there is a second Q&A panel that's out here. So there's got the Lowland Hall, which is the one that we are currently in now, and then the Highland Hall is the one that we're just in a moment ago. So it's like two opposite mixtures of things going on. So this is obviously the main one, and this is the one that has the Hayden Christensen section in. Okay, so we're making our way back into the main arena. Obviously lots of people are gathering in this one, because this is almost like the centre point for both of them. So this is the mid part of the arena where all of the cosplay and the wrestling is going on in here. So there's obviously the door that we went through earlier, and then just behind us is the door that we just came out of. And then you're back in the main Highland Hall. And this is where you've got some more of the trade stands, and then obviously most of the talks going on. And just like that, guys, we're back now in the Edinburgh airport. We're actually in the Plaza Premium Lounge because I carry a Dragon Pass with me, and we're waiting for our flight back to Bristol. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in a few days' time, shall we?